Hello, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm the Max Developer. Today, we're going to be building this simple registration form. It could be a login form, it could be a registration form. It's beginner friendly. This is something a beginner should build. This is something a beginner can build because it's just HTML and CSS. So, without taking much of your time, let's get into it. Let's dive into it.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to create a folder. We'll create a folder and we're going to call it form because of course we want to build a form, and right here you open with code. It always opens on my other screen, and let's close this. The first thing you do, close my man. The first thing you do is you create the index.html, index.html, index.html. Then after creating the HTML, why does it do this? Let's generate the boilerplate with this. Voila, and we'll create another file, the style.css. Originally I said we're going to be using just HTML and CSS. So now let's change the name to form tutorial. Right, so this is something I like to do. Then let's see the browser or browser. Let's see this. Let me make this big because this is what we're going to build. I already hosted it on yourself. So let's do this. Let's do Google fonts. Let's import the Google font into it. As usual, we're going to import the regular, one of the most popular fonts that there is, Poppins. So let's get embedded code, import, then this. So go to our code, index the CSS, then we do the regular one, margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box. Then let's see font family, Poppins and sans serif. So that's that about that. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what's happening in here. So now we're creating this. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a div. I call it the form container. The form container, and in the original project, you see we have this one box here, one box here, one box here, one box here. That's 4 of them, the 4 boxes. So I'm going to call it the top left. That's going to be 1. Shift, alternate and down. Top right, go to the end, then the middle box, I'm going to call it that, and the bottom box. So we have that already. So we're going to have we're going to have h3. Let's say h3, let's call it register, right? Then let's create a form. It's going to ask us for an action. We don't have any action, so we're going to create input place. Then the placeholder will be username. We'll have another one. Input, it's going to be email. The placeholder will be email. Then we'll have another one. Input, password. The placeholder, of course, will be password. After which you have the button with submit. Let's call it submit. And let's just type submit. After that, we'll have an anchor tag. The anchor tag is gonna say, let's just do this. Although it's not going anywhere. No, let's have an account. Then have a span login, right? So after the div, I'll have a p dot design where I would have my design width, designed width. Let me give it an I don't know, I don't have that yet. And mbsp for space by span again, span max developer, right? And that will be all for the HTML tag. Let's go live and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks. So let me say, I've forgotten, what is love in HTML? Let's Google it and just have a symbol for love in HTML. Let's try this. Go back to the code. Design with love. This is where I'll put it. Love. So let me open this. Design with love. No, that's not dark love. I want the dark one. So I'll remove that and I'll put this. So let's see again. It's not giving me what I want. Okay, let me do this heart. This heart, I think this is the one I used before. I guess I'm not really sure, but this now I think this should do the trick. Voila. Yeah, this has done the trick. Now this is not giving us our font. It's not giving us our font. Apparently we've not imported the CSS, so let's bring in the CSS style.css. Now everything on the C. Voila. So now the next thing to do is, since we've done all of this, is to go to our CSS, right? We'll go to our CSS, cascading style system. And since it's just a single page, let me do the body. Background. I want to do something linear gradient to right. For F5 CEE. Come on. For F5. That's it. And then E 4487D. I didn't just come up with these numbers. I already designed this already, so I have some of it. Background size. I have all of this. 200%, West percent, 200% to 200%. So I've done designs like this severally. So I have it on my head, 100%, width 100%, mean height It's going to be 100 VH. Mean height is the minimum height you want it to be. You could do height fit content, so it's going to fit the content, but the minimum height should be 100 VH. Padding 0. Display flex, justify content, align content, and then flex direction is going to be column. Right, you know, there is an animation that I made. Look at this now. Let's look at what we have. You see, this is what we have, right? You know, in the original one, which is this, let me move this. The original one, you can see it changes, right? So we'll come back and we'll use the keyframes. Let me just do add keyframes. Let me call it gradient shift, right? Gradient shift, that's not the right spelling. Gradient shift. Then at 0%, background position should be 0% to 50%. Then at 50%. Once you start doing this, you get used to it. You get used to background will be 150. You see, then when you get to 100%, once you start playing around with the keyframes, you see that you get used to it. So now I'm going to come, let me just do it here. Let me do animation, and I'll call gradient shift. 5 seconds is indefinite. Now let's see what we got, if that's it. Let me see. Okay, yes, this is it, exactly. So now you see, this is what we want to achieve. It all starts from this. So let's go back to our code. I feel I should put it side by side so that we could see what we're doing. I'm just going to do it like this, and just make sure we're seeing the code properly, right? And let me try to make this smaller, like so. Let me make it smaller so that we could see what we're doing. And it says we're working on the CSS. So now the next thing is that we have a form container, right? So width is going to be 20%. Height is going to be 45 VH, the view height. Position over relative, so that whatever comes inside might be fixed to absolute. Background, we want it transparent, so we're going to do RGBA. We're going to do RGBA. We'll get the 255, 255, 255. That's for white. Then the opacity should be 0.2, right? See, it's beginning to take shape. So we'll do that, and we'll do the backdrop filter. Also have a backdrop filter. The backdrop filter will be blur, not will be blur, blur 0.7 rem. You know, like I always say, like in my last video, I said 1 rem is equal to 16 pixels. Border radius is going to be 0.5 rem. I hope we're seeing the changes already. So we're going to do padding 1 rem up, 1 rem right, 4 rem below, and 1 rem left. Right, see, so want to have a box shadow. No, box shadow. So it's going to complete for us 0.0.6 rem RGBA 0000.2. Now we're using black. You see, it's having this like 3D effect. Now let me take it out so you see what happens there. Without this, you see it's just plain, but with this, it has that. It's popping out a little bit. It's popping out. So display flex direction column flex direction. It's going to be column. To flex direction, align items is going to be center. Of course it's going to be center. Justify content, center. Let's give it a gap of 1 rem. Are we making progress? Yes, we are. Are we making progress? Yes, we are. So it's time to get the register. So we're going to is the h3. So dot form container the h3 which is the register. So let's do text align. It's already center, but let's just leave it there to make it strong. Then the color, let's do the color. The color should be white. No, this AI stop disturbing me. So it's going to be like so. So now we're getting the form container and the anchor tags in the form containers. Of course, we're going to do font size font size is going to be 0.8 rem. The text align, of course, is going to be center. Text decoration, to remove the everything that's under text decoration, none, to remove the line that's under. Then the color will be white. The color will be white, and the cursor will be pointer. So after that, we need to get the A and the span in it, just to make the login stand out, right? And the span, font weight is going to be, let's do 600. I said span instead of span. Right, see, the login looks a bit thicker now. So now let's go to the form itself. You see why I'm getting everything, I'm being specific. So form container dot form, display flex, align items, center, justify content, center, flex direction, column or gap, and the width 100%. Right, so let me do the gap should be 1.5 rem. Right, So let me get the inputs now. The inputs inside the form. The input, right? So the width, let me make it 80%. 80%, see what it looks like. 80%, okay. 80%. Padding 0.8 rem all over. Border will be none. Border radius will be 0.5 rem. Let me make this proper. Background RGBA 255.2. See, we're getting there. Come down, then the color will be white. So whatever you're writing inside will be white. Box shadow will be 0.7 rem. Oh no, I'm not supposed to do this. 0.7 rem. RGBA 0.2. Let's make it pop out a little bit. Then I'll do the outline. The outline will be none. Letter spacing is the 1 pixel. Okay, and the font weight will be 600. So this is supposed to be letter spacing. I don't think I should have this. This doesn't look nice. I shouldn't have that, so let me take that away. Letter spacing. So see, it's white, but the font weight is too much. I'll make it 400. Yes, 400 is good. So now I have to get the placeholder, because the placeholder being black is actually ugly. It's going to be this. So I'm going to say color RGBA, because I want it to be transparent also. We've written some RGBA, so instead let me make it 0.5, so it's not completely, it's black. Okay, no, black is not okay. Let me alternate delete 255 and make it a bit white, but this is too bright. Let me make it 0.3. Okay, it might be too faint, so take this out using the email submit. Now let me get the button. So I'll do this and this. No, this, the button. I'm getting the button now. So width, I want to be the same width with those. The input at 4%, right? 84%. Padding 0.8 rem. Border, I'm going to give the border 1 pixel solid RGBA 255 255.6 opacity, right? So it's going to look like that. Then I'm going to say border radius, like the input 0.5 rem. Background will be RGBA 255.2. background so 255.2. All right, so this is the background. Let me see this one. Oh no, this can be this. 1 pixel. So it's supposed to look like this. Then the color is supposed to be white. Color white. Cursor pointer. So this, now see what happens here. When you hover, it's a bit dark, it's a bit light, it's a bit dark, it's a bit light. So now we've done all of this. We need to do the boxes now. I don't want this tutorial to be long, so what do we call the box? Top left, top right, middle box, bottom box. So okay, so let's do the top left. So let's do dot form container dot top left. Let me give it space so he knows what it's doing. So position absolute. Top, let me give it a width first. Width 100 pixel, height 100 pixel. Alright, and give it the background of RGBA 255.1. Let me see, where is it? Form. My bad. So it's form. That's what it is. Form. You see it's here, you could see it here. So let me position it very well. Let me go back to position here and say top. Let me give you -3 rem. Let's see where it is. Okay, it's there. Left -3 rem also. Alright, so let me make it big and not say it's coming along. This is it, this is ours, this is it, this is ours, this is it. So let me go back to the code again. Let me make it big. There's no point making it small anymore because I need it detailed properly. Background, so I'll do the border radius with 0.5 rem. This is the reason why. Border radius 5 rem. I have a box shadow will be 0, 0, 10 pixel, RGBA 0, 0, 0.2. So now let's see what it looks like. Right, you see it's coming along like it's coming along. So let's go back to our code. Now what's the next one? The next one is going to be top right. So top right, let me get this. It's almost the same. So top right. Right. So the top right, instead of left here, let's make this right, and let's make this a little bit bigger. 150. So let's see what it looks like. Right. This is it. This is it. So I think the height of our form is small. The height of our form is small. So let me get the height we use here. The height of our form, form container bg 45 vh, right? Says 45 vh. No worries, let's proceed because it's looking a bit smaller. So what's the next one here? Middle box. Let's see this. Let's see. No, it's not supposed to be like so. Let me try to increase this. Let me try to increase this form container to 60. Let's go again. Okay, let's see this. This. Let me look at the width. So the width, I'll say 30%. Nope. Let's say 25. 25%. So we know what we're trying to achieve. This is it, and this is it. So let's just wrap this design up. This button is a bit longer than it also. So we're doing the middle, what do we call this? The middle box. So let's do the middle form container dot middle box, right? Form container dot middle box dot form container dot middle box. Right, so the position is going to be absolute also. Absolute. Top will be 50%. Alright, let's do -4rem. Height 90 pixel. Background. We already have the type of background we need here. Let's take this. Look at me. Height is what? Height is 90 pixel, and of course width will be 90 pixel to 90 pixel. So let's just put those, what we copy, let's place them here. Background. Okay, now let's look at the outcome. Alright, so we have a small one here, so we need to do this. So it's called the bottom box. Let's go and get the bottom box. We're almost done. Let me copy this because it's just a little bit of tweaking. We'll clone bottom box. So what's going to change? What's going to change is the top is going to be 90%. Instead of right, we'll want it at the left. And 1 minus, let's do -6 and see. The size will be this. Let's clear this and this. take this 150 pixel, and that's that. Yeah, we're good. Now we just have to work on this design by the Max developer, and we're done, right? What was it we called it? We called it design the class. So let's get dot design, right? Color white, font size 0.8 rem. Remember, we'll have an icon where the heart is. Dot design I. We have the color will be red, of course, and the font size will be 0.8 rem. Right, we're actually done with it. Right? Okay, let's say it's too long. Let me take this back to the form container. Let me take it to let's say 50 VH. Let's say 50 VH, not 55. I can't remember what I used the last time I designed it before now. Or let's do 55 VH and let's see. 55 VH. So somewhat okay. Designed by the Mac developer. So let me give this a margin top. The design. Let me say the design. Margin top 1 rem. Right. Okay, it's down there. So one will minimize the screen like this. Let's just say maybe a mobile view. So let's do media. That's the only one I'm going to do. Media screen and max width 600 pixel. When you shrink your browser to the lowest, it's 600 pixel, like this. This is your browser. The lowest it could go, the lowest it could go is just 600 pixels. So we're going to get the form container and what needs to be adjusted. Form container to the bottom box, to the everything. Just paste it here. See, somewhat manageable. So if you really enjoyed the tutorial, comment, share the video, like and subscribe. And if you have a question, do reach out to me in the comment section. And if you want to see anything in my next videos, just let me know. I'm always here to help. And once again, I'm the Max developer, a developer from Nigeria. See you some other time. Peace.